Hey everyone, this is Tony Balsimo with Toba Photography. I was requested to do a tutorial on averaging photos in Photoshop, or otherwise known as stacking photos. Basically what it's used for me anyways, it's used to clean up the image, reduce the noise, and you can also use it to smoothen out water, kind of like in a long exposure. Alright, once you brought all of the pictures into Photoshop from Lightroom, if you're using it, here I'm just showing you that you can actually see that there are differences in these pictures. So they are different pictures. You can look at the top circle and see the cars in the far background. They move each time I hide or reveal the next layer below it. I accidentally brought in an extra shot from Lightroom, so I went ahead and deleted that. You're going to highlight the first 7 photos. Go to Edit, scroll down to Auto Align Layers, and then click OK. Re-highlight those same 7 layers, right-click, and convert to Smart Object. It's going to process, take a little bit. I zoomed in to show you the noise for before, and it is pretty noisy, but you'll see the after. Alright, once you convert those 7 layers to a smart object, you're going to go to the Layers tab, you're going to scroll down to Smart Objects, then to Stack Mode, and then click on Median. I will speed it up. It's going to look way more clear than it was before. As you can see, the before and after. I'll click it on and off just so you can see the before and after averaging to reduce noise. You're going to use the same technique for the bottom 7 photos. You're going to highlight all 7 of those, edit Auto Align Layers, right click on those highlighted images, convert to Smart Object, stack them using the Median tool. You're going to rasterize both layers. You'll see both layers are smart objects and they cannot merge together as smart objects, so you have to kind of flatten the image or rasterize it first. So you're going to highlight both layers, right click, and rasterize layers. Once that's done, you can go ahead and highlight both, go up to Edit, Auto Align again, and it's going to place those images where the program thinks it needs to be in line with each other. That's going to give us our vertical pano. So I'm going to use the brush tool. I got a mask on that top layer, and I'm masking out the top, just kind of blending it in to the bottom. I may as well go ahead and tell you about the drone and the settings I use for it. So always ISO 100, the lowest ISO possible, because really DJI's sensors can't really handle low light as much as, say, a full frame camera can, like my A7 III. So what you're going to want to do is have it set at the lowest ISO at all times. For this shot I actually used tripod mode to keep it as still as possible in the air. There was only a slight breeze, so it didn't affect the images all that much. Anyways, that's what Auto Align tool is for, is to align all the images again. You're not actually sitting it on a perfect tripod, so it's going to have some type of movement no matter what. Once you get it blended, you're basically just going to go ahead and merge the layers together. Highlight both layers and then hit Control E or Command E on a Mac. Then after that, you're going to use your crop tool and crop it as much as possible, just to the point where everything that you need in the image is there. You're going to go ahead and hit the X and close out of Photoshop, click Save so it saves it into Lightroom. And if you want to, this is what I do. I always crop it for the vertical panos. I always crop it for Instagram to a 4:5 or an 8:10. That allows you to upload it to Instagram without loss of data. Once you get it cropped just right and the horizon leveled out, go ahead and make your necessary adjustments, like your highlights, your shadows, exposures, so on and so forth. I always do this in Lightroom, but that's just a preference. I know you can use Camera Raw filter in Photoshop, but I just prefer to use it in here. I think it's more user friendly for me. But that's just an opinion. Every photographer has their different ways that they like to do. For images with skies, I always adjust the coloring and highlights and so on and so forth separately than the actual image itself. So use a gradient filter, apply that, apply your color corrections, whatever you need to do on the top part of the image for your sky, and then I also do a gradient for the bottom as well. That way I'm editing both areas separate to make it all mesh together. And then after that, I always bring my photos into a program that I've been using here recently. It's called Luminar. I love this program for my color grading, and if I wanted to do any more effects like the matte look or something like that, that's what I use that for. I always put my finishing touches on that. If you like this tutorial and you want some more, maybe I can go more in depth with photography in itself. Go ahead and drop me a message, comment, smash that like button, share it, and go to my Instagram account. It's right there. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.